You know you got me, girl. I like the way that you move, the way you shake your body, girl. I got a whole lot of plans for you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ericson Presents Mixing Tutorials. Things are great right now. I've been away for a while because I've been in grind mode, something heavy. This grind mode has been lasting a very long time. You've seen some of the things that I've upgraded to, but now I'm upgraded to the UAD platform, and it's great. But before I start doing tutorials in the future on that stuff, I actually kind of wanted to have a talk to you guys today, a mindset kind of video, kind of motivational. I actually bought the Twin the Friday before Nipsey's passing. And before I got the Twin, I knew I wanted to do this video about hustling and how you stay on your grind and everything. But I actually felt that it would have been insensitive for me to do it at the time that I did get the video. I mean, that I did get the Twin because of Nipsey's passing. And I felt that a lot of channels were clickbaiting people into watching their stuff. You know, we all know Nipsey hustles in his name. That's what he did. So I honestly felt like that wasn't something I felt comfortable doing. So I waited a while, waited a couple weeks before I did this video, because I'm not going to be one of the people that wants to try to use clickbait off a man's dying to get people to come to my channel. That's just not me. Hustling is the name of this game, and Nipsey, I mean, he did it. He did it very well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that no one else does it. I mean, you can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it. What I want to open your mind and explore your mind to is, and this is mainly talking to the people who are starting out. I mean, I would assume that the people who are watching my tutorials are either A, people who are looking for the knowledge, or B, people who are looking for the knowledge that they already have, but they're looking for a different way to do it. So that's how I break up the people who are watching this video. So either you are a beginner or you are not a beginner, but you're just looking for a different way to do something else, just, you know, a different technique. And that's okay too. But this is more for the person who is more on the beginner side, but I guess everybody could benefit from it. The difference between your mixes being professional as opposed to sounding amateur is a difference of two things, in my opinion. One, technique. Two, your equipment. I'm sorry, I've done a lot of mixes before, and I've used the same techniques that I've used on those mixes now with these UAD plugins. And it's different. It's a world of a difference. I mean, if you don't know about UAD plugins, this is not a video where I'm gonna explain to you that. I'll do that some other time. But just know that UAD plugins, in my opinion, are the truth. So yeah, anyhow, the only difference between you and getting to where you want to be is probably the tools that you have. And you probably look at, you know, your speakers or this mixer board, or, you know, upgrading your computer system, or whatever it is that you feel that would help you get to the next stage. And you're probably thinking, man, I wish I could have that, but I can't. That is not true. That is not true at all. You can have whatever you want. I remember I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I was telling her, like, man, look, there's this mixer board. I don't really think I need this board, but I want it. And she said, well, if you want it, that's a good enough reason to get it. And I had to sit there and think about it, like, you know what, you're right. That is a good enough reason to get it. So this $3,000 board is sitting in front of me right now, and I feel like it was probably one of the best purchases I made because it gives me a different feel when it comes to mixing music and allows me to showcase my talent better. That's all. That was the reason why I got this mixer board. You probably don't need this mixer board, and that's okay. But you probably want, some CLA 10s, or you probably want, the newest Apollo Twin, or you want to get that dope microphone. Whatever it is that you feel that you want to get, you can get. I promise you, you can get it. And I'm gonna pretty much talk about my way of going about doing it. You don't have to do it this way, but I'm just gonna let you know what I did, and it worked because obviously I got every single thing that I wanted to get when I started off doing this. So if you haven't heard of Dave Ramsey, you should go check him out. He's all about getting out of debt. He's all about using the debt snowball to get out of debt. When I came across Dave Ramsey, my reason for coming across him wasn't to get out of a huge amount of debt, even though that will be, the next task. I used that formula and I flipped it into a way of making it to where I can get the money that I needed to get the equipment. That was the way I spent it. But now that I've got the equipment, I'm still going to work the formula because getting out of debt does sound kind of nice. Let's just be honest. So I went to everydollar.com. That's what he pushes in his videos. And I actually before that, I actually read, or I listened to his audiobook. It took me like 4 hours. It wasn't like it was the longest book ever. It was pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. And when he talks with a great deal of energy. So it makes it easy to follow along. So you do have those books where it's kind of boring. I understand. This isn't boring. Check it out. See what he has to say. Just see. Anyways. So I went to everydollar.com and I did my budget. So that's basically what it is. It's a budget calculator for each month. And I'm putting my numbers in and I'm looking at the computer screen and I'm like, okay, I'm actually not putting in the exact amount that I make per month. I'm putting less than that amount. But yet there's still way more money here that I don't know where is at. And for me, that was a problem. So I started doing some investigation. At my bank, I can go in online and I can actually track what I'm spending on, and I can categorize it. And a lot of my spending is on fast food and dining. Hands down. That's where a lot of my spending is. So that's every time you want to go, the McDonald's, Burger King, you name it, whatever your quick choice is when you on your way home and you didn't cook. All that adds up. And it's actually worse the day you get paid. The day you get paid or that weekend, some people are even ordering that food, while they're at work. And $40 here, $30 here. That adds up. Yes, it does. So for me, that was where I cut my first spending habit. And I went to the store, I started cooking my own food, and voila, all of a sudden, I do have more money in my account. That was pretty simple. But that might not just be food. It might be going out to clubs. It might be drinking. You might, have an entertainment life that you feel like you have to live it up. I mean, you're around entertainers. You have to go out. Like when I go out, I don't drink because I've never drank before. I never smoked before. Everybody feels like that's heckin' weird because I'm from Cali and my name's Cali. My nickname's Cali. But anyhow, when I go out to the club, I usually go out to have a good time. I'm drinking water all night. I'm not really spending money. But you do have people who have to buy drinks, and I do have friends who actually tell me, like, if they don't have money in their pockets, then they can't have a good time. Whereas me, I can have money in my pocket and have a good time, and I can have money that's not in my pocket and have a good time because I spend the same amount of money when I go out. The fast food was where I cut the spending. But for you, it might be fast food, it might be drinking, it might be, going out to some place that you normally don't need. You're probably using for fun. And a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I don't want to live life without having some fun because, tomorrow's not promised. And I get that. But I don't know how successful you're going to be thinking like that. I'm just being real. You might just be living in that paycheck to paycheck race. And if that's what you want to do, but you're having fun and you're happy with that, that's great. For me, that's not fun to me. I don't have a desire to do that kind of stuff because I would rather grind hard now. So when I do decide or do finally do it, or I am capable of actually doing it, I don't have to have a day of fun. I don't have to have a weekend of fun. I can have a month of fun if I so choose it. And to me, I feel like that's a better way to live my life. But anyhow, so once I cut back all that spending and I started realizing that I actually have some money that I can start putting into the studio equipment, then I said, well, how can I amp this up? Because I need to get this equipment faster. But I didn't want my paychecks to pay for this. That was my whole goal. Like, I need to get this stuff, but I don't want my paychecks to pay for it. So I started doing my hustles in the form of Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Postmates. Those are great means for a temporary situation. Like if you want to go on a vacation or if you want to buy some studio equipment. What I did was I broke it up into daily goals or weekly goals. So I figured that if I can make $300 extra a week, so $1,200 a month, from anywhere outside of my paycheck, whether it be Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Postmates, or studio sessions, didn't matter. As long as I got $300 extra, I was winning. So I did that for a while. I mean, yeah, I would get off work and then I would go right into the next thing. But I did it with a conviction because I knew what was coming from it. I knew what the end result was going to be. So I was actually happy to get out there and go get that extra money because I knew that, okay, well, I know what I'm getting ready to buy. As far as Uber and Lyft, I mean, it's the simplest thing ever. You go, you pick up people, and you take them to where they want to go. That's if you have a car. If you don't have a car, they do have programs where you can do their rental car or their lease program or whatever, and it's unlimited miles. And usually with that program, you don't have to worry about the maintenance of the car. So, that might work out for you better if you are working a lot of hours and you're doing it full time. But if you're doing it on the side, I wouldn't recommend doing that because it's going to be a lot of time you got to put in. I broke it up into $50 a day. And to me, that just made more sense. But you could go out and do it all in one day. Maybe go hit up a hot city, like a San Francisco, or something like that, and get your $300 that one day. And then for the rest of the day, you're chill. The rest of the week, you're chilling. I mean, it's up to you. It's however you want to do it. But with DoorDash and Postmates, I actually like that better because nobody has to get in your car. You can ride around your own car. You're walking in, you're grabbing things, you're delivering it to people, you're saying what's up, you're getting tips, you know, X, Y, and Z. So yeah, that to me actually worked out a lot better. I do that more now than I do the Uber and Lyft because the way the money has changed, I would rather spend time not transporting people and not going super far if the algorithm is going to change. So that's why I do DoorDash. But depending on what city you're in, Uber might be a better cost. But I mean, there's so many other things. It's not just those things. Those are just things that I do. You don't even have to do that, but I'm just giving you oversight of what it is that I did. Anyhow, the only thing that really took place, or the only thing that takes toll on this whole process, is if I decide to start dating women, and that's when things start happening to where I'm like, okay, that's not in my budget, but I know I got to spend some money here. And so if that happens, the only thing that I do is I add it to my budget. So if I want to go do something extra, or say, for instance, I do want to grab a good looking meal because it's been a month and I haven't eaten something bad, or I haven't gone, out on a date or out on a night out, I would just factor that into my budget of getting that extra. So whatever $300 I make, then the extra amount of that goes towards, whatever I want to do that week. So if I'm going to spend, $20 to $30 on a date, then I got to make $320 or $330. It's pretty simple. It's not like it don't take rocket science. That's just how I did it, and it worked. I mean, I got that money, plus I got the money that I was saving from not eating out, and next thing you know, I was able to pay things down and buy stuff at the same exact time. That's pretty much how I did it. It was a mindset. It was a grind, and it was sticking with people who were like-minded. So I only associate myself or my time on the phone with people who are doing like-minded things, because it makes it a whole lot easier to stay on your grind and accomplish your goal when you have other friends who are doing the same exact thing in their own life. That, to me, made the most sense. So I have really 2 people that I talk to on the phone a lot. And when we're talking on the phone, we're usually talking about ways of getting more money. That's pretty much how I do it. So I'm actually going to leave some links in my descriptions to the services that I do, the Uber, Lyfts, and all that. If you so choose to click on them, use my links, I would appreciate that. But if not, you ain't got to do it. But I would appreciate if you used it. And if you do it, and if you got any questions on how can I get to this goal faster, I can come up with a plan on the spot. And that's pretty much what it is. But all it's going to do is just breaking it up and telling you do this many rides a day, or this many deliveries a day, or make this much a day. And, by this amount of time, you'll have it. I mean, I literally had it planned out on the map. So yeah, that's it for today. I just want to let you guys know that if it is something that you want, go get it. See y'all next time. Oh, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button. Why do I always forget that?
You're home tomorrow. You know you got me, girl. Tomorrow, girl. I like the way that you move, the way you shake your body, girl. I got a whole lot of plans for you, so baby, come here.